I'm convinced. It proved all I needed it to me. I was right about the stupid bird.
They stopped breathing fire and just grew eyeballs on their feathers.
Did you know? Okay. Did you know? This is completely unrelated to birds, but I watched a video the other day. I've just been taking a break from politics. I've just been watching videos that interest me rather than trying to know everything right now. But I watched a video where there was like a during World War II. There was a Polish army, I believe, that had a bear. They had a bear, and the bear was enlisted into the military. Okay, I'm not joking. Somebody found this baby bear. This kid found a baby bear, brought it into this camp of soldiers, and the soldiers were like, "We want your bear. We'll give you what we have." And they like traded a whole bunch of stuff for this baby bear, and like raised the bear.
Yeah, I remember this story.
And then the bear ended up like he found a spy in the shower because the bear liked to take showers and he liked to drink beer and he liked to smoke cigarettes, and it was so weird. And they treated him like a person. And so when he found the spy in the shower, they were like, "Bear, you did good, bear. Like we're keeping you on the front lines now." And then they ended up going to Italy. And they tried to make them get rid of the bear, and they were like, absolutely not. So they literally enlisted the bear, gave him a rank, like he was in the army, he was in the military, and then he helped carry like trunks of ammo to the front lines and was promoted. He got a promotion. And he lived for he lived through that whole thing, and he's like buried somewhere, and there's like a bunch of statues of him in like, I don't know, Poland and some other places, but just very interesting. I would have never known.
I remember that. Yeah, he actually he was in the military his pretty much his entire life. That is an interesting ass story and yeah, the bear did some incredible things. But I got you, Laura.
Oh yeah, those ones are crazy. This is not. I'm sorry if I came across it. I love learning about crazy animals because I'm just like, how is this a real thing? What is that?
This looks like, you know, the Velociraptor like things from Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
kind of looks like that.
Yeah, because they're all dinosaurs. They are
horror. Why is their heads that big though? That is, oh my god.
It's very obnoxious. It looks not real.
Oh.
Did you know? Hey, did you know? Okay, another weird animal fact. Did you know that hippos' closest living relative, are whales? So hippos are land whales. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. No, Lizzo is a land whale. I'm sorry.
Hippo.
I apologize. No adults. Let's see. A. Murray says no thanks on fake meat. Stacy 911. If I had to choose between eating mammoth or bugs, I guess I'd go with the mammoth. No, you will eat the bugs. You will own nothing, and you will be happy about it. That sounded very sadistic. I'm sorry.
You were very aggressive with that.
Stacy also says, as I said in reply, and you tweeting about it back then, they are called peacocks. Yeah. No, actually, you know, the females are the only colorful ones. Like, if you look up a male peacock, they're just...
It's not true.
They're birds. Yeah.
That's not true.
Or no, what is it? The male ones?
It's the males, yeah.
Yeah, the males. They're the flashy ones. The females are just like...
Okay, no. Let me tell you, because I learned a lot about peacocks that night, okay? I learned a whole lot. I didn't know that peacock is specifically the male. Like, Brawndo has electrolytes. It's what plants crave.
But why? Because it has electrolytes.
Where'd your tattoo go? You don't have tattoo. Where is your tattoo? I didn't say that right, but anyway, no. So
I love that doctor scene. That's the best scene in that movie
with Justin Long. It's so funny.
Yeah,
I used to have the biggest crush on Justin Long when I was like 19 to like 22. I was like obsessed with him. It was funny, but Yeah, no. So peacocks, I keep getting very sidetracked. Peacock is specifically the male bird, okay? But the whole like bird species of peacocks are called peafowl. And the hen, like the girls, the females are called peahens, and the babies are pea chicks. Clearly, that makes sense, right? Okay. And like, yeah, specifically peacock is the male version. And then there's like male version. So they're the males. And then there's like 3 different species of peacock. There's the blue ones that we see at like zoos and stuff. Those are the Indian peacocks. And then there's a green one, which I've never seen a green peacock, and they're very interesting to look at. Peafowl, yeah, the peacock is colorful, peahen, blah blah blah. Yep. Yeah, and the green ones are from like Southeast Asia, and then there's a Congo one, and they're from Africa, and they have like darker feathers. So like they're a little bit less colorful. But it's very interesting. I just didn't know that. It's like the time where I found out there's actually 4 species of giraffes. There's not giraffe isn't just one thing. And then they kind of like panicked when they realized that there's 4 species of giraffes, because they're like, oh, there's less giraffes than we thought there were, because we thought it was all just one type of giraffe. It's very interesting.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, birds do some weird things. They really do. Let's see.
Birds are crazy.
Like this
people
thing.
Say, what's the theory? Like, why do people say birds aren't real? Like, there's people who say that birds don't like they don't exist. Like, they're not actually real. They're drones or something.
Yeah, it's a theory that the government created drones out of birds to watch people, and they're not real. But why would we create a drone that does this?
I'm gonna tell you what, okay? There is a bald eagle who lives near me, and he sits in a field and he stares at the cars passing by. I'm not joking. I saw him today.
Okay, that might be a drone.
And I was like, look at this motherfucker. Like, I was like, look at him. He just posts up in the middle of this field, and he's huge. And I'm like, I almost hit him one day when I was driving to work one morning. And I was like, no one would believe me that I hit a bald eagle while driving. Like, and I was like, please don't. That's a crime. Like, I don't want to kill you today. Thank you.
Yeah, that is a Class A felony to do that.
Well, he like dove, whatever the proper term is. And like, so I'm driving, and he like dove. And it was like I would have just hit him because he came so low. And I was like, bro, get out of here. But now he sits in a field and he stares at everybody, and he's got a mate because they hang out in the trees together. And I'm like, go away, bald eagle. You're creeping me out, man. This bird, what is he doing?
That's a mating dance. That is a mating dance. How would you like it if a guy did this to you? Just be like, hey, I like you. I want you.
Oh, this would be really funny if somebody like put like some like, I don't know, like just some music with it, like one of the like early to mid 2000s like club songs. I would enjoy that. I would enjoy watching
birds
that.
do some weird things though for mating, and it's actually really, really weird to watch them.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is. Birds are really cool. I don't know. Animals are cool in general. That's what I like to learn about. I like to learn about weird stuff like that. And like mythology, and just when I'm trying to stay away from politics and stuff, I'm like, let me go learn some useless things that I'll remember forever.
Birds ain't real. Explain a 7-foot dino chicken with talents with anger issues, known as a crikey. That's an emu bird. Yeah, well, I mean,
did you know?
They beat the Australian military.
There was an emu war? Yeah, I didn't know that until because again, I'm going on deep dives about birds and fowl, and I don't know why, but it interests me. And I learned about the emu war in Australia, and people did not fare well. The emus were much
okay.
What reckon, my friends?
What actually happened with that is the Australian military, most of the Australian military was sent out. I think that was for another war or something like that. And all they had was like new recruits and things like that. But to be bested by a 7-foot bird.
They should have. Okay, honestly, they should have. No, because like I think
wasted so much ammunition for that for no reason.
Yeah, they didn't have enough ammunition, and they would hit this bird, like these birds, like 10 times, like 10 or more times before they would drop. And I'm like, bro, like They're like, we're not doing well, guys. It's just like, why would
We
you
are not
keep
the apex predators we think we are.
like it was just so crazy. I was like, you should have like harnessed the emus for good. You should have made
Yeah.
friends with the emus, okay, and then trained them to
Send
be
them
in
into war.
battle, and then you clad them with armor, and then you send them onwards to defeat your enemy. Okay, I don't know why this is so hard, guys. Like, you just
Hey.
need some emu trainers. That's all.
Start training them now. We're gonna need them in World War III. Could you imagine hitting a battlefield and then just seeing a whole bunch of birds just run at you?
I would run away. I would run so fast.
I'd be done.
I would be like, no, thank you. This is really weird. I don't know what's
You
happening.
see a line of 7-foot birds just running towards your position. Yep,
Dude,
I'm
their
done.
talons are like they're so big. They're
Yeah.
like it's like if you ever watch like kangaroos, I'm convinced kangaroos are like people that got trapped in evolution or something, and like they're angry about it. Okay, because kangaroos will
Right.
square up on people, and they'll like I've seen videos of kangaroos trying to get in people's houses, like going up to their windows and stuff, and I'm like, no, thank you. Like I would never. Australia is a crazy place. I don't know why people live there. Everything is there is
Well,
designed
they
to
had
kill
to.
you. What do you?
They had to. Australia was a prison camp. That they
Oh, yeah,
sent
it was.
people over there for prison. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
look,
Mm.
Brad says he's Australian. Never heard of this story. It sounds like a story told around a box of Brondo. Check this out.
Go look up the emu. See the Great Emu War, and it is a real thing, my friend. I know more about what happened than you do. Ha. No. I'm just kidding. Which, yeah, large
happened.
birds unwittingly foiled the Australian army. Yeah, because so there's just a crazy overpopulation of emus, and they were destroying the farmland. Actually, they were destroying all the farms, and the farmers were, if you live in Australia, obviously you probably know that it's hard to farm in Australia. There's lots of stuff going on, and lots of droughts and all kinds of. Okay, that's weird tactic. I don't know what he's doing, but he's choosing.
Why are you
confusing
bringing them
emus.
towards you? This is dumb.
Oh, that's weird. But yeah. And there's just so many emus, and then they like put up bounties for emus, right? So like the government was like, hey, if you catch these emus and kill them, then we will give you money for it. And it wasn't working fast enough. So then they were like, okay, well, we need to exterminate the emus. And it didn't work for them because the emus actually they did like guerrilla warfare tactics. I'm not kidding when I'm saying this stuff. I'm being very serious. Actually.
No, she is.
And so like there was like the video I watched. I would share it, but I have no idea. I was watching it on my TV and just flipping through stuff. And I think my husband was showing me this kind of stuff too. So, but like they like basically like corralled the emus into one area, right? And they're like, okay, we gotta like come in on them, and so they're in a condensed area, and then we'll just open fire and we'll kill all the emus. But when they started doing that, the emus are like, bro, nope. And then so they like went off into smaller groups and were trying to pursue the humans, and like it was crazy. Like you should learn about the Great Emu War.
The birds were incredibly smart with the tactics that they use. Like listening to it, and especially if you listen to like an actual video and how they describe it, it's reminiscent of how Americans beat the British during the Revolution, because they just break off into small packs and hide and then ambush. Mm-hmm. It was amazing, and I'm just like, these fucking birds. I'm sorry, these birds are. They're on the level of intelligence with humans, and it's frightening.
Very smart, very smart birds. I wouldn't mess with the emu, bro. Like I wouldn't. No, their heads might be tiny, but they know what's going on in there.
See, that is funny. It is a funny story. You have to look into it. They lost an emu war.
Very disheartening for us.
I can understand how they would lose that, because they did run out of ammo for that kind of situation. It was just kind of like, what am I gonna do? Just hit it with a baseball bat now as it tears my face apart? Yeah.
mean, you could go in a truck, I guess, and be in the bed of the truck with like zombie style, zombie killer style. Anyway, sorry, I'm thinking about this way too much. With emos, I would think that they could only be accidentally smart. They have very silly minds, actually. I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, all kinds of animals are pretty fairly intelligent. Like, you know, pigs are weirdly smart. Like they can figure out a lot of stuff. I think they have the intelligence of like a 3-year-old human or something along those lines. Ravens are insanely smart. They have really good problem solving skills. So it's very interesting. Because I consider this kind of stuff when somebody asked me at one point like basically why human life is more valuable, like what makes human life more valuable than other kinds of life. And so I've actually been thinking about that question for a really long time now, because I think human life is inherently valuable. And, you know, I think we do have to put human life above animal life in that sense, right? We have to prioritize our own species in that sense. But I mean, it actually becomes kind of
that is a good question. What makes us more valuable than any other life on the planet?
Yeah, and I have to always come back to like our level of consciousness. And that's a really interesting thing to explore in and of itself when you're talking about like your so humans level of consciousness versus animal levels, because obviously, yet again, there's many species of animals that have intelligence levels that are on par with you know, human children and toddlers and stuff like that. So you have to kind of really start considering all that stuff. It's a very long thought process to go through, but yeah, and it's one that I'm still trying to like be able to iterate in an intelligent way somewhat, but it's one of those things.
Look, I'm going to be honest though, with everything that has been happening here recently, I don't think humans are the most intelligent species anymore. Like, I don't. I think we have regressed in our intelligence. Like, we do have some very, very smart people who lack common sense, but we have some dumb people on this planet. Like, you know, I say it all the time. I'm just like, maybe Bill Gates has a point now. Maybe the whole Agenda 2030 thing. I'm halfway on board because there are way too many stupid people on this planet.
No. I don't. We get lost in the weeds on that one. No, we get lost in the weeds on that one. The problem is that, like, I saw this quote the other day, somebody on Twitter, I think, of all places, but it was like, you know, the people typically
cuttlefish are fucking horrifying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but they are horrifying.
Yeah, cuttlefish are crazy. But anyway, people who think they know everything typically know nothing. The people who think they know nothing typically are much more intelligent than what they seem to be. I'm butchering that quote, by the way, but it's that kind of thinking. Like, it's like the thought of like the more I learn, the less I know type of thing, and it means like you were ignorant, and now that you're learning more, you're like, wow, like there's so much that I didn't know. And I think that a lot of people in our society currently, with the culture that we have online, it's like people try to humiliate somebody for being wrong, in a sense, where it's like, you don't really need to do that, bro. You just need to say, you're wrong. This is why I think you're wrong. Here is my counter position to yours, in that sense. And like, I think it'd be more productive overall, but now it's like dunking on people constantly, you know, like, and I don't think it's actually good, because then people won't admit that they're wrong. They'll just double down. And instead of having the humility to be like, maybe I am wrong. Maybe I should look into this more. Maybe I should, you know what I mean?
They're gonna do that anyway. There is a valid tactic to that, because, as you know, Gothic has asked me this question a couple of times now. When you do that, okay, when somebody just like, no, you're wrong because of this, no matter how much you bring them, they're still not going to believe you. They'll attack the source of information, or they'll just call it like a right-wing talking point or a conspiracy theory. You know, they will insult you. The only way these people learn is to do unto them as they have done unto you.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is.
I don't believe that for a minute. No, what that does. To people
who have come back to me after I have insulted them, who have come back to me because they looked into this information and said, "You're right. I apologize."
Well, I feel like that's rare because, okay, so like from my point of view, as somebody who used to have a lot of these like left leaning views and far left views and whatever, um, that would have like all that made me do is like if somebody would have sat there and been like, "You're such an idiot, you're this, and blah blah blah," like all that would have made me do is just dislike that person and not want to listen. The people that I listened to the most were the ones who had very good, solid arguments, logical, arguments and trains of thought, and like just presenting that. And I just listened, and
But
yeah,
you
it
were
took a
willing.
while.
That's the problem. You were
Well, because I
willing.
forced myself. I forced myself for a long time. I listened to Ben Shapiro. Okay, when I first when I first listened to Ben, I absolutely hated him. Same with Crowder. Same with Blair White. Like I could not stand them. And then the longer I listened, I'm like, okay, they're bringing up really good points. They're making a lot of sense. I need to look into these claims. And now no, like I've watched every single one of Blair White's videos. Like I'm a fan. Like I love her. So it's just one of those things. Like I don't know. They ended up growing on me quite a bit.
Going back to the cuttlefish and why they're horrifying. Just yeah. If I saw this while I was diving in the ocean, I'm done. Never again. They're part of the octopus family, and they're horrifying.
The ocean is like the deep sea stuff is so crazy. It's so cool, but it's so crazy.
Imagine turning around and seeing that staring at you.
They're aliens, bro. Water aliens. Okay, This is gonna be my new thing on Twitter. I'm just gonna randomly find animals and just rename them. What makes sense to me. I feel like it's a fun thing, but I'm too serious sometimes. I'm like I gotta laugh sometimes, guys. I can't be so serious all the time. Like it's very exhausting.
But yeah, it is a thing.
We have any, more stories to kind of go through?
We still have our Rumble one. That's about all we brought to the table for this. No, we're good. That's about all we brought to the table for the YouTube side of things, which there are more people on Rumble than there are YouTube, because I guess they want to hear us talk about this. So, all right, you just want to roll off into that then?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Because I gotta keep it short tonight, short and sweet and to the point. And it's just been kind of a chill, fun time anyway, and it's enjoyable tonight.
You just have to have a moment to relax and find things like this to just have fun with, because look, the Nashville thing has had me in such a bad mood. Like I actually went off on Alex Perlman, and I am suspended off Instagram because of it. For a while. Yeah. But the way he's just going off on everything about that, he's been completely wrong. I know he knows this information, but he's leaving out certain things, and he's just, because Democrats were ousted in the Tennessee congressional hearing for that because they joined the insurrection. It was planned. You can tell it was planned because at a certain moment, every single person stands up at a predetermined moment to start screaming. Yeah, it was planned. And because of that, he's just like, oh, the Republicans messed up. They messed up. And I just went off because he is literally purposely avoided giving out information about it. And I just went off. Yeah. So yeah, I've been trying to we were going to talk about a whole bunch of things, and like halfway through the week, I was just like, all right, we need to bring some wholesome, good stories because I just need to relax. So yeah, this is what we did today.
Yeah, like a palate cleanser. I needed a palate cleanser too. So it's been fun to talk about birds and silly.
Yes. Let me bring that up for you. It's called Voice of the People. It was actually started with Abel Garcia, but he just decided to go off and do his own thing. So yeah,
It should be linked on our channel too. It should be linked to both of our YouTube channels on the off label channel.
Yeah, in the about section or something like that. Yeah, it's linked.
Yeah, it's
that.
like featured in the featured channels section or whatnot, so that everybody can find both of us. Which I'm probably not hard to find, but Voice the People is harder to find.
Laura, I will admit this. I don't play nice, so I live up to my real name. Let's
he's
just
not
admit
as sweet
that.
as me. Okay, he's not as sweet as me. So he's not nice.
No, I'm not.
But
I'm sorry. When you come at the same thing, just trying to, if you, especially when you get involved with these people, you know, you try to engage with these people and they just try to talk in circles, or they use that. So you're saying this? No, I said what I said. No, you are saying this. No, you are twisting my words to use me as a proxy to argue with yourself. I can't stand.
I think those are really funny. Like
that is not coming at a situation of honesty. You were coming to try to mock and insult me, so I'm doing the same to you.
Well, they're trying to
actually do it in the real way.
What they're trying to do is so the tactic is meant to basically paint you as like the worst person ever. That's the tactic, because if they can feel morally superior, then they can think that they're better than you. Right. That's typically what happens. Like, I was watching a debate the other night, and one person said something along the lines of like, non-binary isn't real, right? And the other person responding said, you don't think non-binary people exist? And I was like, that is literally not what they said. And the other person didn't catch that, like, and it's a very subtle way to do it, but if it's reframing it in this way where it's like, no, I'm clear, like person A is clearly talking about the concept of non-binary not existing, you know, it's made up, you know, not the people themselves. And the other person person B tries to flip that and go, so you're saying these people don't even exist? And it's like, no, that's literally not what they're saying at all. Like, it's very annoying to me. I'm like, it's a very disingenuous way to approach any conversation. And that's what frustrates me the most about online discourse. And both sides do it. Like, everybody does it at some point, you know, but it's just, it annoys me. Yeah,
that whole, so you're saying, no, I'm saying what I'm saying. When you try to turn it around, if you don't kind of sum it up in an honest way, you're just trying to twist it around and argue with yourself using me as a proxy. It's not going to happen. I'm going to go after you. You only get one shot, because if you're not going to come at me in an honest way and try to engage in a real conversation, just as we've seen for the past 3 years, you're just trying to attack. And I have been doxxed, okay, by the people that are firebombing crisis pregnancy centers. They doxed my information. And just like I told them, I showed them my arsenal in my house. I told them, come at me. Pack yourself a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because it's going to take you all day. And I'd love to put some blood eagles in my yard, because I think it would definitely look good. And they left me alone. Yes, it happened. I've been doxxed. My information is out there just because I said killing babies is murder. Yeah. But
how dare you?
I know, right? Stacy 1199. All I know is about giraffes is that they taste each other's pee when looking for a mate. Do they?
That's a new one.
I don't know about that,
probably. But animals do weird shit.
I mean, dogs smell each other's butts, so I wouldn't doubt it. Could you imagine that? Just somebody walk up, just smell your butt, like, "Hi, how you doing?" I don't think I want to do that. No,
I don't want to meet Joe Biden. So,
this is what we're doing.
It seems real sniffy. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. For all the crap people get, you know, like the lefties give to certain people, it's like, you're the guy that you're over here standing for, like, literally smells people so creepily. Like, what are we talking? No, stop. Just stop. No.
And that child, that little girl that he pinched the chest of that time. Did you ever see that?
I've seen so many videos and I can't handle like it just like makes my skin crawl. It's like I'm sorry. Why is any parent allowing their children around this guy? It's so creepy. People voluntarily want their yeah, that's true.
And waxed. And waxed.
That's coming out of left field. I don't know what that's in response to.
This nothing worse than someone trying to speak for you. No, I guess I wasn't it. But yeah. No, Almsy over there on Rumble says, the longer I live on this planet, the more I understand why baristas start their days screaming. Yeah, I get it, because I start my day either cracking and moaning or just like fed up with everything. It is a bad situation. Which is why I say
that's what I do. I start my day with coffee.
I can't drink. Hey, by the way, why don't you shout that out real quick?
Oh yeah, because I'm partnered with Coffee Brain Coffee. Yeah, if you guys are interested in trying out a new coffee, they have a bunch of really cool flavors. I tried their hazelnut churro and like just their medium roast. It's really really tasty. But you can get 5% off your order with my promo code Freely Ashley at checkout. So head over to coffeebraincoffee.com. And it's linked in my link tree, which you can find on my YouTube channel. But yeah, it's cool. It's good stuff.
As a matter of fact, I'll bring it up. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, it is really good. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I tried their teas and cocos. I got all the teas from Jeremy Hambley there, and I've been trying them one at a time. My favorite is the Earl Grey tea. Oh, it's the best one I've had so far.
I want to get like their starter kits. What is this? Oh, it's the video.
Wrong one. I hit the wrong one. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, super tasty.
Yeah, see, there's K-Cups, coffee, ground and whole bean, K-Cups, teas, cocos, chocolates. By the way, I got my wife some of these chocolate covered coffee beans.
Dude, I want to try. I tried some of this.
I tried them. I don't like coffee, but they are good.
Like I've had like chocolate covered espresso beans before, and like I didn't think that was the thing I would ever like, and I'm like, these are delicious. So I want to order some of those when I can.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys, you can make ice cream with this cocos, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah,
it really is. We made some ice cream with it, and don't use like a 2-to-1 kind of situation because it's not right. It's about 1 1/4 heavy cream to 1 1 1/4 cup heavy creams to 1 cup of the cocoa situation. Add a little bit of sugar, and yeah, it's actually really, really good. It tastes better than all the other ice creams I have ever had out there, and it's amazing with it. But yeah, each of these bags are 12 ounces. You can make 2 gallons worth of cocoa out of every bag. The coffees on here as well. Like I said, I'm not a coffee drinker, but my wife likes the hazelnut churro as well. She wants to try that blueberry cobbler. That's going to be the next one.
I've heard good things about the blueberry cobbler, but I'm just like like it sounds so strange to me in a coffee. So I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going through them and trying them all. So, but yeah, you guys check them out. They're pretty cool. And I feel like we're grifting harder than the Cordery grifts for his own coffee. So
right. But yeah, this one right here, I tried the Essentials brand, and we're still going through that. My wife loves the chamomile lavender, but I can't stand lavender, so it's not a thing for me. But the masala chai, pretty much the other ones right here. This organic gunpowder is heavily caffeinated, guys, so don't drink too much of it. Shit, I made that mistake. But yeah, the organic Earl Grey is my the organic Earl Grey is my favorite in that group. But there was a time where we went and worked in South Dakota, and we had to switch over 300 APs in an 8-hour period. And in that 8-hour period, I had like 3 monster drinks. I almost OD'd on caffeine that night. I was not feeling good. At one point, my whole body got. I'm sitting there trying to go over everything real quick with everybody, and try to plan out the whole situation. And my skin just goes white. I feel weak, and everything starts spinning. And I'm like, sitting down for a second.
Yeah, I just
But
get
yeah.
real like shaky if I have way too much caffeine. But I used to take like those 5-hour energy shots for horse shows because we would be working like 18-hour days. So I would take like a couple of those in a day. It was not, and I would drink like Monster on top of that. It was not good. Like I was like, like walked up to somebody, I was like, I feel so weird. They're like, yeah, you need water, bro. Like, okay. Probably
All right.
right.
Let's go ahead and switch over to the Rumble for those that are still watching there on YouTube. We're going to go to the Rumble situation. We got some things to talk about with this Riley Gaines situation. I do feel some type of way about it, and I'm sure Ashley does as well. So we're going to go ahead and get into this whole thing. So go ahead, head on over to the Rumble section, and we're going to go ahead and switch over there real quick. See you in a little bit.